Communication is very important in our life. To define the meaning of the dark side of interpersonal communication, we have to understand what does interpersonal communication mean first. Interpersonal communication means face-to-face communication. This kind of communication is what we use every day. Without interpersonal communication, we cannot have our normal lives. In 4 Principles of Interpersonal Communication by King, interpersonal communication is inescapable, irreversible, complicated, and contextual. When we have interpersonal communication with someone, our tones of voices, our postures and gestures are also included in our communication. In our interpersonal communication, we cannot withdraw what we said. Thus, sometimes our tones of voices, our postures, and what we said can destroy our interpersonal communication. Then, the dark side of interpersonal communication means the behaviors or the words which can cause some negative results or unexpected things happen during interpersonal communication. These behaviors and words can be about dysfunctional, distorted, distressing, destructive aspects of human behavior and attraction to the starting of the unattractive, unwanted, distasteful, and repulsive. Lying is my selected behavior. It can cause some negative results in interpersonal communication. Even I said that lying could avoid some unexpected results in our previous discussion. When people think about this word, the negative side of this word still come up to people's mind first. So if people lie, basically they make a mistake. It could be a disaster, cause some very negative results if your best friend or someone you very care about knew you lied to them, because interpersonal communication cannot reversible. Even I'm not meaning to hurt my friends, they still misunderstand my real meaning why I lie. No matter how many times I explain to my best friend, she still thinks I lied to her. Unfortunately, I experienced this disaster one time with my best friend in my life. And the result after I lied to her was we cut off our friendships. When I think about this case right now, I still think it's a ridiculous disaster. From my side, I lied to her just for fun, but she thought it's not funny and she's so serious about I lied to her. It took me a few seconds to lie to her, but it took 2 months for us to rebuild our 4 years friendships. Why lying can cause some negative results? First of all, people who know you lie, they will never trust you, or it's hard to let them trust you again. Lying can destroy the relationship between you and the person you lied to. Second, we never know what people's feelings or reactions will be after we lie. Even our purposes are not meaning to hurt them. Even me and my best friend, I had no idea she would take my jokes so seriously. Also, in my opinion, lying can cause worse results in interpersonal communication than other ways of communication, because humans' action can be influenced by humans' emotion. I want to make this point clear because I think lying connects with human emotional system. Because we all know that it's hard for us to control our emotions, our behaviors, and what we say when we get very mad at someone. Once again, interpersonal communication is not reversible. In my case, I pissed my best friend off, and her emotion was out of control, so she said about cutting off our friendships. Here is an example of lying, and it happened to me when I was a child.
Are us. Lies can hurt people's feelings.
Sarah, we're all going to the park. Wanna come?
I don't know. I have to ask my mom. If you tell your mommy we are going to the park, she might say no. Why you don't tell her? You are coming to my house to do homework.
I don't like to lie. And besides that, the park is very far, and I don't have money to pay for the bus. Timmy, I called my mommy, and she let me go to your house. By the way, thanks.
In this case, obviously, someone encouraged this girl lying to her mother. They still not realize about lying only has positive side by people who don't want to hurt people's feeling. They still think lying can help this girl hang out with them because they only think about how lying can be beneficial to them. It's hard to define if lying is ethical or unethical. In my opinion, it can be both. It depends on under what situation people lie and what their purposes are. If people feel guilty after they lie, then it's unethical. If people lie because they don't want to hurt others' feelings, then it's ethical. The dark side of interpersonal communication is very easy to touch and happen because we don't know what people's thoughts or reactions will be when we talk to people.